Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
So, in this video, I'll be talking about my life-threatening experience. December 2nd, 2009. I'll just put photos here, I guess. Move over. On December 2nd, 2009, my mom brought me to the ER because I've been having these really bad headaches during school. It's hard for me to get out of bed because I feel dizzy and stuff. We waited for me to get checked out in the ER. Took the whole day, to be honest, until we finally got the nurse to give me a checkup. So what she did was do the normal blood test and stuff. She injected a needle into my arm just to like take a blood sample, I guess. She noticed a bump in the back of my throat when she flashed a light in my mouth. So we got like a doctor, like a specialist doctor, ENT doctor that came like late at night. It was like probably almost midnight that he came, and he looked into my mouth and told my mom that it was a possibility of it being either a tumor or a sign of cancer. So he told us to come back the next day for me to get like a CT scan, also known as a CAT scan. The next day we went back and they operated the CT scan, and that's when they got a better picture of the bump in the back of my throat. So on December 15th, 2019, we actually left Saskatchewan and we went to Alberta. We stayed in a Ronald McDonald House. If you don't know what a Ronald McDonald House is, it's basically like a hotel that was built for mainly sick patients or like sick kids, and then that's where like their family stays. On December 15th, I was admitted to the Alberta Children's Hospital. My teacher's son's girlfriend's mom was actually there, and she visited me, and she also had friends from Calgary that came to visit and pray over me and stuff like that, because if you're Filipino, you know, we gotta pray. A couple days in the hospital, I had another MRI scan. This MRI scan it showed more details than the CT scan did. And then so I stayed there for a couple days. On December 24th, 2019, I had my throat biopsy. They gave me this, I'm not really sure what it was called. It was meant to numb my mouth, so the operation, like I wouldn't feel anything during the operation. Like they put me to sleep as well, but it was just so that it wouldn't be painful when I wake up. The throat biopsy was to take a sample of the tumor so they can confirm what it is and how it got there and how long it's been there, because I honestly, if I didn't get the headaches, like we would have never went to the hospital. The doctor said that there was a possibility that the tumor was the reason of that, was the reasoning of the headaches. After the biopsy, I was intubated for 14 hours and I woke up on the next day, December 25th. So yeah, I actually had my biopsy during Christmas Day. On the 25th, I had my tube pulled out. My teacher actually came to visit me and brought us presents. Thanks, Madam Stevenson. Yeah. On December 30th, we drove back to Regina, and after that, I actually stayed, like I laid down on the couch for like mostly every day. Like I was weak. I didn't feel like standing. I didn't want to eat and all that stuff. My other teacher, Madame Johnson, she actually came to visit me at my house. On January 6, 2019, we went to Milu's for bubble tea, obviously. And then there's this restaurant beside Milu's, like where we went to, and it was me, my dad, and my youngest sister Amara that went. So I remember like there was like no one in the restaurant. There was like barely anyone in the restaurant, thankfully. And I remember telling my mom, like, Mom, I don't feel well, I feel dizzy. Next thing you know, I wake up and I was on the ground. And turns out I had a seizure. So the ambulance were called and I was like sent right away to the ER. I think I fell asleep while waiting. It actually took a lot of time for the doctors to come, and I was readmitted to the hospital again. And my other teacher, Madam Olmo, she came to visit me at the general hospital. And the next day I was sent home again. So I came to the hospital often, like back and forth. My mom would admit me because I wasn't feeling well, like I wasn't standing up and all that stuff. I didn't want to eat. So we went to Saskatoon for another checkup. It was to see an oncologist doctor. On the 21st, my mom admitted me in the hospital again. Like I wouldn't walk. It hurts, like my legs started aching every time I stood up. I could barely like take a step. Like my legs were just weak at that point. Like I remember at the general hospital, the nurses made me walk around the floor and I could barely get halfway. On the 24th of January, I had another MRI test to see like what's wrong with my body. But every time we were admitted to the hospital, they'd send us home again. And then they would tell my mom that like I just need to drink more water and all that stuff. I remember waking up one day and then I was in the ICU of the unit I was staying in. So if you don't know what ICU is, it's stands for intensive care unit. So like the nurses pay attention to those patients more because like they have higher risks of like their life is at risk. So I was really agitated. This oxygen mask over my mouth, and I was freaking out because I woke up in this room and I wasn't there previously. I was in another patient room. As soon as my parents came, they were actually told that I had to be airlifted to Saskatoon.
I'm an icon, man. My girl about a 10. I should fuck her in a Benz.